Isaac Newton was a renowned English mathematician, physicist, astronomer, theologian, and alchemist. He is widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists of all time, and his contributions to the fields of mathematics and physics have had a profound impact on the modern world. Newton was born on December 25, 1642 in Lincolnshire, England, and died on March 20, 1727 in London, England. Newton's early life was marked by a love of learning and a natural curiosity about the world around him. He was a gifted student and was particularly interested in mathematics and physics. As a young boy, he spent much of his time studying and experimenting with different scientific concepts, and he quickly developed a deep understanding of the natural world. He attended Cambridge University as a student, where he received a degree in mathematics and began to develop many of the theories and concepts that would later become the foundation of modern science. In 1665, Newton was forced to leave Cambridge University due to the outbreak of the Great Plague. He returned home to Lincolnshire and spent the next 2 years working on his own, developing many of the key ideas that would later form the basis of his most famous work, the Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy. This work, published in 1687, laid out the basic principles of physics and mathematics, including the laws of motion, the law of gravity, and the laws of calculus. One of the most important contributions that Newton made to science was the development of the laws of motion. Newton's first law of motion, also known as the law of inertia, states that an object at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by an external force. This concept was revolutionary at the time, as it challenged the prevailing belief that objects needed to be constantly pushed or pulled in order to move. Newton's second law of motion states that the force acting on an object is equal to the mass of the object multiplied by its acceleration. This law is used to calculate the force required to move an object of a certain mass at a certain speed. In addition to the laws of motion, Newton also developed the law of universal gravitation. This law states that every object in the universe is attracted to every other object, with the force of attraction being proportional to the mass of the objects and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This law explained the behavior of the planets and the moons, and it also explained the tides and the motion of comets. Newton's work on calculus was also groundbreaking. Calculus is the branch of mathematics that deals with the study of rates of change and the accumulation of quantities. Newton developed the basic concepts of calculus, including the concept of a limit and the rules for differentiating and integrating functions. These concepts have since become the foundation of modern mathematics and have been used in many fields, including physics, engineering, and economics. In addition to his work in mathematics and physics, Newton also made significant contributions to the field of astronomy. He developed a model of the solar system that was based on the laws of motion and gravity, and he was able to accurately predict the motions of the planets and the moons. He also developed a telescope that was capable of observing the rings of Saturn and the spots on the Sun, which helped to further our understanding of the solar system. Newton's work had a profound impact on the world of science and technology. His laws of motion and the law of gravity were used to explain the behavior of the planets and the moons, and they also formed the basis for the development of modern physics and engineering. His work on calculus laid the foundation for modern mathematics and has been used in many fields, including engineering, economics, and computer science. Newton's work also had a significant impact on the field of astronomy, as his model of the solar system was used to explain the motions of the planets and the moons. Despite his many contributions to science, Newton's life was not without controversy. He had a number of bitter rivals and enemies, and he was often criticized for his work and ideas. He also had a number of personal struggles, including a bout of depression and a nervous breakdown. Despite these struggles, Newton continued to work and make significant contributions to the field of science until his death in 1727. Isaac Newton's life and death were marked by his love for learning, his natural curiosity about the world around him, and his contributions to the fields of mathematics and physics. His work laid the foundation for many of the modern scientific concepts that we use today, and his ideas continue to inspire and guide scientists and researchers around the world. His legacy lives on and continues to shape the way we understand and interact with the world around us.